Alright, settle in, get comfy. Let's do something a bit different today. We're going on a little trip, but you don't need to pack a bag or even leave your chair. We're heading up into the big blue sky above a truly special place. Bendigo. Imagine you're in a hot air balloon, one of those big, colorful ones. The wicker basket is solid beneath your feet, and with a gentle whoosh of the burner, we begin our ascent. The ground just sort of drifts away. The sounds of the world below start to fade, replaced by a quiet peace. All that matters now is the view, the feeling of floating, and the story of the town unfolding beneath us. It's your own private tour. No queues, no worries. Just you, me, and the stunning Bendigo sky. The air up here is fresh and clear, carrying the faint, earthy scent of the Aussie bush. As we climb higher, the houses and cars shrink, becoming like a little model village. It's funny how a bit of height changes your perspective on everything, isn't it? The hustle and bustle just melts away into a calm, rhythmic pattern. From this vantage point, you can see the whole layout of the city, a beautiful blend of organized streets and sprawling nature. Down below, the first rays of the sun are starting to catch the rooftops, painting the town in shades of gold and soft orange. It's a magical time of day. This isn't just a sightseeing trip, it's a chance to disconnect. A chance to let go of whatever's on your mind and just be present. Let the gentle rocking of our balloon soothe you. Now let's let the breeze guide us gently towards the center of town. Look down. See that wide, grand street? That's Pall Mall, the absolute heartbeat of Bendigo. From up here, it looks like a magnificent runway, lined with some of the most beautiful buildings you'll ever see. The cars below move like tiny, colorful beetles, all following their own little paths in an organized, unhurried dance. The footpaths are dotted with people, little specks of life starting their day. You can almost feel the gentle energy of the city, a quiet hum rather than a loud roar. It's a place that feels grand and important, but also incredibly friendly and welcoming, even from hundreds of feet in the air. It's the perfect introduction to the city's unique character. Notice how the streets branch off from the main thoroughfare in a neat grid. It's a sign of a town that was planned with purpose, with big dreams. But mixed in with that order are little laneways and hidden courtyards, hinting at a more playful, artistic side. You can see the old-fashioned tram tracks gleaming in the sun, snaking their way through the city. A bright red tram, looking like a toy from this height, slowly makes its way along its route. Can you see the ornate balconies on the upper floors of the shops and hotels? The intricate iron lacework looks like delicate calligraphy against the solid bluestone and brick. These aren't just buildings, they are works of art, each one telling a story of the incredible wealth that was pulled from the ground right beneath our feet. Even the post office and the law courts look like palaces. Let's turn our attention to the magnificent structures that truly define Bendigo's skyline. They are the giants of the city, the monuments to a time of unbelievable fortune. Look at the one that looks like a grand European hotel. That's the Hotel Shamrock. Its elaborate facade and towering corner turret are unmistakable. Imagine the deals that were struck inside those walls, the fortunes won and lost over a handshake. It stands as a symbol of the high hopes and high life that the gold rush brought to this once quiet patch of bushland. Now let your eyes drift across the street to that stunning building with the clock tower. That's the Bendigo Post Office, which now houses the Post Office Gallery and Visitor Center. Seriously, who builds a post office that looks like a French Renaissance chateau? The people of Bendigo, that's who. From up here you can appreciate the sheer scale and symmetry of it. The detailed carvings, the elegant arches, the perfectly balanced wings. It's a masterpiece. They weren't just building for function, they were building to make a statement. They were telling the world, we've made it. This is a city of substance, a city of culture. Right next door you'll see its equally impressive sibling, the Bendigo Law Courts. Together they form one of the most remarkable architectural precincts in all of Australia. From our aerial perch, they look like two majestic pieces on a giant chessboard. The formal gardens in front of them add a splash of manicured green to the scene, a touch of refined elegance. The wealth that poured out of the Bendigo goldfields was simply staggering, and a huge chunk of it was poured right back into creating this incredible public architecture. As we float on, we can see these grand Victorian buildings scattered throughout the city, They are the anchors of Bendigo's identity. Each one, from the Alexandra Fountain with its intricate statues to the Grand Capitol Theatre, has its own personality, its own tale to tell. Now let's let the wind carry us over to a different kind of treasure. Look down at that magnificent expanse of green right in the heart of the city. That, my friend, is Rosalind Park. From our vantage point, it's like a huge, lush oasis. The canopy of the trees forms a soft, textured carpet of 1,000 different shades of green, from deep, shady emerald to the bright, zesty lime of new growth. Winding paths snake through the park like gentle streams, inviting people to wander and explore. It's amazing to see such a vast, mature parkland nestled right next to the grand, historic buildings. It's the city's beautiful green lung, and from up here you can feel it breathing life into the surrounding streets. This park is special. It wasn't always this tranquil paradise. In the 1850s, this entire area was the heart of the goldfields, known as the Bendigo Creek. It was a chaotic landscape of mine shafts, mullock heaps, and muddy water, all churned up by thousands of miners searching for their fortune. The transformation from a scarred industrial wasteland into this stunning Victorian-style garden is one of Bendigo's greatest stories. The park is literally built on top of gold mining history. Do you see that old mining tower poking its head above the treetops? That's a poppet head, a relic from the gold rush days. From our balloon, we're even higher than the lookout, giving us the ultimate view. We can see the formal gardens with their colorful flower beds, looking like an artist's paint palette from this height. We can see the cool, dark water of the old creek, now a peaceful, tree-lined waterway. As we drift slowly above, we can see people enjoying the park below. Tiny figures walking their dogs, families having picnics on the lawns, others just sitting on benches, soaking up the serenity. It's a testament to the park's enduring appeal. The contrast between the rigid, formal architecture of the city and the soft, organic beauty of the park is just stunning. It's a perfect balance. Let's take another slow, deep breath and absorb some of that peaceful green energy. Let's shift our gaze now towards a structure that dominates the Bendigo skyline, no matter which direction you look from. See that magnificent spire climbing towards us in the sky? That is the Sacred Heart Cathedral. Even from our lofty position, its scale is awe-inspiring. It's a giant made of sandstone, a true masterpiece of Gothic Revival architecture. From up here, we have a unique perspective, looking down on its cross-shaped roof and intricate details that people on the ground might miss. The sheer size of it is honestly breathtaking. Construction started way back in 1897 and wasn't finished until 1977. That's 80 years of dedication, faith, and, incredible craftsmanship. The cathedral is built from sandstone quarried from the nearby Grampians, and from our aerial view, you can see how the morning light plays on its surface. It glows with a warm golden hue, almost as if it's reflecting the very gold that built the city around it. The main spire, the third tallest in Australia, seems to be pointing directly at us, a silent, powerful greeting. Surrounding the main structure are smaller spires, flying buttresses, and detailed stonework that create a complex and beautiful silhouette against the sky. It looks less like a building, and more like a carefully sculpted mountain, a permanent and unshakable part of the landscape. Let's imagine the sound for a moment. Even though we can't hear them from up here, we know that massive bells hang within its towers. On a clear day, their deep resonant chimes would roll across the city, a sound that connects the community. From our peaceful perch, we can appreciate the cathedral not just as a place of worship, but as a monumental piece of art and a beacon for the entire region. It's a landmark that provides a sense of place, a navigational point for the heart and soul. Let the wind now push us gently towards the northern edge of the city center. Below us, a brilliant sheet of blue opens up, shimmering in the sunlight. This is Lake Weeroona, Bendigo's favorite aquatic playground. From our balloon, it looks like a giant polished sapphire set in a ring of lush parkland. The surface of the water is a perfect mirror, reflecting the big blue sky, the fluffy white clouds, and even the colorful speck of our own balloon. It's a place of incredible tranquility. The graceful, curved shoreline is fringed with tall gum trees and weeping willows, their branches dipping down to tickle the water's edge. It's a picture of pure, unadulterated serenity. Like Rosalind Park, this beautiful lake has a surprising past. It was once a dusty, heavily mined area full of shafts and diggings. The transformation into this picturesque lake in the 1870s was another incredible act of vision by the city's leaders. They took a scar on the landscape and turned it into a place of beauty and recreation for everyone to enjoy. From up here you can see the little paddle boats gliding across the water, leaving tiny V-shaped wakes behind them. You can see the walking track that loops around the entire lake, dotted with people enjoying a morning stroll or a gentle jog. It's a hub of calm activity. Let's look closer at the details. There's a charming little bridge that connects to a small island in the middle of the lake, a perfect spot for the local bird life. From our perspective, we can see flocks of ducks and swans moving in unison, creating ripples that spread out in concentric circles across the water. The large grassy banks are dotted with families and friends, their picnic blankets looking like colorful postage stamps on a green envelope. As we gain a little more altitude and drift away from the manicured parks, our view changes. We start to see the land as it once was, and the lasting marks left by the gold rush. Look down at the landscape below. You can see faint lines crisscrossing the terrain, the ghostly outlines of old mining trails and water races. The main artery, the Bendigo Creek, winds its way through the landscape. From up here it looks like a dark, meandering ribbon. This creek was the lifeblood of the goldfields. It was diverted, dammed, and sifted through by thousands upon thousands of prospectors. Its very course was changed by the insatiable thirst for gold. All around the creek you can see the subtle scars of the past. The ground is uneven, pockmarked with the gentle depressions of countless collapsed mining shafts. The earth is still colored in shades of ochre, clay, and quartz white. Hints of the mullock heaps that once stood here like small mountains. It's a more rugged, untamed view than the city center, but it's just as important to Bendigo's story. This is where it all began. This is the ground that yielded fortunes, built a city, and changed the course of Australian history. Let's drift over one of the most significant sites, the Central Deborah Gold Mine. From the sky, you can see the iconic red poppet head standing tall over the site. It's one of the last of its kind still standing in Bendigo. This mine was one of the richest, plunging deep into the earth. From our peaceful position, it's hard to grasp that directly beneath us lies a labyrinth of tunnels, stretching for kilometers underground. We are floating over a hidden upside-down city. The mine is a stark reminder of the hard work, the danger, and the incredible engineering that was required to extract the gold. Looking at this landscape, you feel a sense of respect for the people who worked this land. Every dip and mound in the ground below tells a human story of hope, struggle, and sometimes disappointment. Let's allow the breeze to carry us now towards the edges of the city, where the streets begin to thin out and the great Australian bush takes over. The view transforms once again. The neat grid of the city gives way to the wild, beautiful chaos of nature. A vast forest of eucalyptus trees stretches out to the horizon, a sea of grey, green, and silver. From our high vantage point, the canopy looks like a thick, textured blanket. This is the ironbark forest that surrounds Bendigo, a tough, resilient ecosystem that has witnessed the entire story of the city, from its first gold strike to the present day. As we glide over the bush, you can see the way the light filters through the gum trees, dappling the forest floor in patterns of light and shadow. Winding dirt tracks, used by kangaroos and trail walkers, appear as faint ochre lines through the trees. Here and there, a granite outcrop juts out from the earth, ancient and weathered. It's a reminder that long before the gold rush this was, and still is, the traditional land of the Weeroona people. From the sky, you can appreciate the timeless, enduring quality of the Australian landscape. Looking back from the edge of the forest, we can see the whole of Bendigo nestled in the valley. The spire of the Cathedral, the grand buildings of Pall Mall, the glint of Lake Weeroona, it all looks like a perfect little model city from here. And now, our journey is nearing its end. Let's start our slow, gentle descent back towards the earth. With a soft hiss, the air in our balloon cools, and we begin to drift downwards, slowly, gracefully. The world below grows larger, the details becoming clearer once more. We can see a green open field below, our landing spot. There's no bump, no jolt, just a soft touch as our wicker basket settles onto the grass. Our incredible sky-high tour of Bendigo is complete. Take a moment before you step out. Just sit with the feeling of stillness. Remember the views we've just witnessed. The golden glow on the historic buildings, the deep green velvet of Rosalind Park, the brilliant blue mirror of Lake Weeroona, and the majestic spire of the cathedral reaching for the sky. We floated over a city of stories, a place of incredible beauty and resilience. We've seen its grand heart and its rugged wild edges. As you go about the rest of your day, carry this feeling of peace and perspective with you. Remember what it felt like to float effortlessly above it all, to see the bigger picture. That feeling of serenity isn't just in the sky. You can access it anytime you like. Thank you for joining me on this little escape. I hope you feel refreshed, relaxed, and maybe a little bit inspired by the unique charm of this wonderful Australian city. Until our next adventure, take care and hold on to that feeling of floating.